then it is her evidence that Brigadier Kininda instructed them to take accused number 1 to Vosloorus police station, where eventually accused number 1 met with Brigadier Kininda. I would like to point it out that when Brigadier Kininda interrogated accused number 1 at Vosloorus police station, there is no evidence before this court that he was in possession of a case docket 63610 of 2014. The evidence.
Sorry, just for my understanding.
Yes.
You can't interrogate somebody or a suspect if you don't have the docket.
That's correct, my lord. That's how I understand.
Okay,
law.
fine.
That's correct. The evidence that was given by Brigadier Kininda is that he was in possession of his diary, where he recorded things that occasioned on the 30th of May 2020 in Vosloorus. The emphasis on the docket and the requirements will later be argued, but what is of essence is that during the interview of accused number 1 by Brigadier Kininda, he was next to the police station. And the material that he could have used got that material from the police station in Vosloorus. This will relate to the warning statement, and this will also relate and be relevant in relation to the SAP 3MM. Then, after the interrogation, after Mr. Kininda or Brigadier Kininda confirmed that it appeared that accused number 1 wanted to make a confession, and he assessed his demeanor, he then made several calls to get an independent person to assist in the taking of a confession. And he managed to get Colonel Mboto, whom he requested to assist. And according to his evidence, Colonel Mboto requested that they should bring accused number 1 to Diepkloof police station. It's evidence before this honorable court that eventually accused number 1 was taken to Diepkloof police station by Colonel Mboto in order to take the alleged confession.
But is that correct, sir?
That's correct, man.
When you say he was taken to Diepkloof police station by Colonel Mboto?
No, I say I rephrased that, my lord, with due respect.
Yeah.
I said sorry, but he was taken to Diploof
Yeah,
Police
fine,
Station.
fine.
Yes.
Fine, okay.
Court, please. After the state led evidence that a confession was taken, then accused number 1 was booked in Villere. That was now in the early hours of the 31st of May 2020, as per the records of the occurrence. The evidence of Mr. Mukhane, or Sergeant Mukhane, was that accused number 1 was then charged with possession of unlicensed ammunition and magazine under cast number 1/06/2020. This evidence, sorry my lord, accused number 1, after he was charged, then it appeared that there was an information to be followed up as per the confession, or the contents of the confession, to make a follow-up on the traditional healer, and it's evidence that accused number 1 was told to sleep on this so that he will be taken to point out the traditional healer. When accused number 1 was booked out by Sergeant Mukhane, and the investigating officer, Sergeant Mukhola, of the docket 217/03/2019. He was then taken to Pambridge, where the state alleges that he pointed out the traditional healer. And my lord, it's evidence of the state that on the 1st of June 2020, accused number 1 appeared in Tembisa Court, Tembisa South. It was his first appearance. Then the matter was remanded to the 8th of June 2020. The state further led evidence that on the 5th, accused number 1 was booked in Albertine Police Station for the purpose of pointing out a particular place, and the state led evidence of Colonel Khateb, who assisted in the pointing out. My lord, then there was evidence that was led by the state that he was taken to Mahlabatini for the verification of the address, and in the evidence that the state has led, there was a version that was put by accused number 1 to the state witnesses. As the court has permitted me, as per my request, I will get into the arrest of accused number 2, my lord. Accused number 2, Bongani Sandi Sontanzi, was arrested on the 16th of June 2020 in Rustenburg. May I just confirm? Yes, in Rustenburg, my lord. He was arrested by Constable Mabena and Sergeant Mukhane at his place of residence. After he was arrested, he was taken to Pretoria Mort. When he was taken for Pretoria in...
Sorry, is it not something preceding that?
Yes, I'm getting there. I just want to draw the relevance of it.
Okay.
The reason why he was taken there is because they arrested him on the basis that he is involved in the case, the murder case of Kwanongoma under case number 163, 10 of, sorry, 163, thank you. It's case number 16310 of 2018, my lord. And the state led evidence that he was booked in Pretoria Mort, as it has been recorded on the occurrence book that it was a transit, which means he was kept with the purpose of being taken to the place where the offense was committed. He was detained. Then the following day, the 17th, there was an interview of accused number 1, of accused number 2, my lord, in a boardroom where Sergeant Mabena, Sergeant Mukhona, and Mr. Mukhane, Sergeant Mukhane, interviewed accused number 2 in relation to his whereabouts on the 26th of October 2014. Accused number 2 told them that if he was not, sorry, my lord, may I just focus on what the state said? Said he was at work, so that's why they had to make a follow-up. He was booked back, but informed that the following day he would be booked out to Carltonville, where accused was employed. On the 18th of June 2020, accused number 2 was booked out to verify the information that he has given to them at his workplace at Silver Mines, Sibanye, Still Waters. There was evidence led by the state to the effect that they went to his employers and get certain information regarding his whereabouts, and evidence of the state that at a later stage, they were joined by Brigadier Kininda, who was in company of Sergeant Mhola. Sergeant Kininda at that time also interviewed accused number 2, and then Brigadier Kininda and Sergeant Mhola left accused number 1 with Sergeant Mohane and Constable Mapena. Evidence by the state, my lord, further that Sergeant Mohane, as he was conveying accused number 2, they then drove to Albertine for the purpose of investigating certain other cases. And when they went to Albertine, that's when he was asked confronted during cross-examination about the stoppage next to engine garage, as per the version of accused number 1 at that time. Then Sergeant Mohane vehemently denied that they stopped near an engine garage, and there were witnesses that were called by the state who also denied being next to an engine garage during the conveyance of accused number 1 in a white Toyota Fortuner. In the records will prove that Constable Jonathan denied having been next to the engine garage. Constable Buthelezi also denied, including Constable Mapumul. The purpose, my lord, for taking the accused to driving with accused number 2 was canvassed by the defense as to why was he not booked in before you do your own investigations. An answer was given by Sergeant Mhola is that accused number 2 was bored. Mohane, not Mhola, sorry. He was bored, so that's the reason why they had to travel with him. It's evidence that accused number 2 was booked back to Pretoria Mort in the early hours of the 19th of June 2020. It was 20 to 2 in the morning, as per the occurrence. Few minutes or few hours later, accused number 2 was booked out again. The reason for booking him out, according to the evidence of Sergeant Mohane, was to take him to Foslorus, because he was booked out under case number 163 of 10/2018. As they were proceeding to take accused number 2 to Foslorus, they got a call that they must take accused number 2 to Moroka police station. And Sergeant Mohane gave evidence that they drove to Moroka police station. And the evidence of the state is that accused number 2 made a confession in front of or before Colonel Rapad, which has been denied by accused number 2. My Lord, may we adjourn?
What time is it now?
Yes.
What time is it?
11:15. May I just go? 11:17.
Okay, come back. What?